Hello and welcome back. Okay, so we are on the road here, and there's a group of brigands over here who have just spawned from the Reckless Brothers camp. So let's see if they want to fight us. This is, I wouldn't say easy, but we should be able to do this, I think. Just in case though, I did bring Zafar here into the lineup and gave him a couple of throwing nets. He's one of these indebted sacrifices. I also gave these indebted some things to hold on to as the inventory capacity is getting full. And I've also done a few changes with armor and equipment here. I guess perhaps the most notable one is that Hilmar is now using a jagged pike instead of this hooked blade. Okay, let's move a bit, camp a bit, and then fight. They have poachers. I have, it seems, just Swain here, so they have the ranged superiority. I guess it would be better, in that case, to fight during the night time. Also, Swain here is damaged, so that's a bit of a risk. But I'll take that risk, I think. If they also had, like, hunters, marksmen, things like that, more dangerous ranged enemies, then perhaps I shouldn't even try this. But let's see how it goes. I'll take a look here as well. So I have, it seems, everyone in the front line apart from one person is a cultist. So if push comes to shove or something along those lines, then I guess the best thing would be that Sadan dies. So if I can manage it, he's going to be the sacrifice here. Battle sacrifice. Anyways, I'll take a look here at the armor situation. Okay, we could still perhaps repair a bit. Oh, they're headed this way. Are you guys seriously trying to fight the supply caravan? No, you're afraid of it. Make up your damn minds. It seems they're actually maybe afraid of us as well. Or maybe that's just because the supply caravan is... Yeah, what the hell are you guys doing? They are very confused. Well, that suits me well. Oh, now they're headed this way. Come back, please. I'll kill you in a moment. Okay, I guess we... Did you guys seriously... They went back to the camp. They're standing on top of it. You're the worst damn brigands I've ever seen. Okay, I guess we won't be fighting in that case. Maybe I should have engaged straight away. That's anticlimactic. But I suppose the good news is that no one has to die here from my team. They're still standing there. Okay, I can't attack the camp. That's out of the question here. That would be suicide. So I guess we leave. Never mind then. Let us head to Dornberg and hopefully find... Okay, I'm running out of money a bit, but hopefully find like a cheap cultist. It's also day 39, so perhaps semi-soon we will have another sacrifice event. Let's head inside and find an extremely cheap wild man. Okay, I don't think I can resist. I am kind of over-recruiting though, so that is potentially just a waste of money. And food. Well, food is money as well. Wilfried the Hero. You are too cheap to pass up on, but I guess there was a reason for you being cheap, as you kind of suck. Okay, I'll just immediately let him go, I think. Perk tree is pretty good, but the star distribution, the starting stats, not great. 1-star melee defense, -5 starting, without any trait penalties. Is that the min roll? That is the extreme min roll. Okay, well, goodbye, Wilfried the Hero. His agent did a very good job naming him, though. Definitely got me to hire him, but there's always a reason why someone's so cheap. Well, not really, but we can pretend. Tools are running out. I have plenty of things to sell. I won't be selling here, though. Can I buy those tools? I guess I can, yes. Let's buy 1 stack. They only had 1 stack, so Makes sense. Also, there's a throwing net. It's expensive. I'll leave it. Alright, so the main goal here is to make money. Well, that's one of the main goals. So we head to Lugnisted. Let us go through this wilderness to Eichholz. Hopefully find something along the way that we can kill. Killing is our business. If there's no killing to be done, we are out of business. Alright, Eichholz is here. I'll do the contracts perhaps along the way, depending on what they are. However, this one I won't be doing. I don't think I've read this in like... I might have read this contract text in my Crusader run, but not after that, so I'll read it here. Faramund the Burgermeister takes a seat in a chair big enough to be comfortable for two. He bandies a mug back and forth. Brigands have been harrying us for weeks now, and just yesterday they tried to set fire to a pub. Can you believe that? Who sets fire to such a thing? Luckily, we put it out just in time, but things are getting bad around here. If they threaten our precious drink, what will they do next? Luckily, we managed to find where these vagrants are hiding. So, yes, I see your look. It's a simple task, sellsword. We want you to go kill every last brigand there. Are you willing to work with us? No, it's too much of a risk, I think, at this point, for our ragtag group. Sadly. So I will pass. Okay, I thought for a second there that this was a cultist. However, it's not. It's an anatomist, so... Goodbye, I guess. Okay, selling price is decent, but we'll... Well, actually, no. We should sell the cheaper stuff here, I suppose. Make some room. Ideally, I also will remember to unequip the indebted sacrifices so I can sell their stuff. Otherwise, inventory management problems will arrive. These are 50 helmets. Okay, that's it. Let's leave. Hermannshof. What is this one? Again, drive of brigands. I will pass, but let's wait for daytime and see Waldo. We have found Waldo, but we weren't looking for Waldo. So we leave. We just go. Okay, Lugnisted. Hopefully you guys as well have ambushed trade routes. What's my relations with this place? Neutral. Would be nice to reach friendly or allied. Okay, ambush trade routes and rebuilding effort. And a couple of contracts. Let's first sell things. Selling price is 19. Okay, that's not fantastic, but I will take it. It's good enough. I don't think I'll be using a reinforced boondock bow. I'll keep one nomad sling. I'll hold on to maybe the 200 scythe here. Alright. Making money, that's a good thing. I suppose I'll sell the hooked blade. Well, no. If I run into an Alp contract, for example, then it's going to be very valuable for us still, so I think I'll hold on to that. It also doesn't even sell for that much. I also have a falchion here, so I guess I'll sell the scythe. Yes. Okay, I think I'm done selling for now, so let's now take a look at the recruits. They do not have any cultists. Sad. However, now I can afford the recruiter, so I guess I probably should get that. Let's take a look at the contracts here. Secure Ruined Trapper. Yes, I will do so. One skull contract, builds relations, gets us XP. Don't really want too much of a risk in our battles just yet. Don't want my cultists to die in vain. Okay, I think I should probably get that recruiter. So that is 3,000. Makes you pay 50% less for tryouts. Okay, I think I'll still get every single cultist I see, so we'll maybe make use of this for others at some point. But you can't see the stars without having a mod for that, so maybe I don't even bother with the tryouts. In Legends, it's a different story. But this is the important part, makes between 2 and 4 additional men available to recruit in every settlement. And when we are looking for cultists and they're so hard to find, then that's a good thing. Okay, let's get on with the game. Game is afoot. Oh, no combat. Alright, well, kick these people out. Get lost. Okay, we are being peddled a treasure map. I will pass on this. I definitely don't care, nor can I probably do a camp like this at this point. And we can just find famed items later on naturally, so not interested. Okay, there we go. Well, that's a bit of money, not much, but more importantly perhaps renown and relations. Now what is this? Thieves. I will do your thieves. I will do them in. Okay, now we've reached open relations. I might bring the indebted guy that was in the lineup earlier. Okay, this is suspiciously easy. Do they have a necromancer? Because that's ridiculously easy, actually. Well, if they do, this guy is in the fight. Yes, run away. They don't. They do not have a necromancer. Okay. Well, like I said, these easy fights at this point are a very good thing. We're definitely outmatching them. Okay, I will just engage here straight away. So maybe do it here. Giving them a bit of a chance here, perhaps stupidly. But when it's this easy, I don't think I need to think about what I'm doing that much. So double check what... How good are you, Sven? Yeah, I shouldn't risk it with you though. Not too much. Let's put you there. Okay. So I see, let's see, 7, so there's still 2 somewhere. Alrighty. Let's slaughter these fools. Send them to Davkul. Hit in the head. I don't know why this contract was so easy. Wasn't this a 2-skull contract as well? That's a bit weird. Anyways, I don't mind. There we go. Sven gets a level up. Sven, level 4. Max rolls melee skill. Min rolls the melee defense. What was I doing with you? I haven't decided yet, I guess. Anyways, takes plus 4 hit points as well. Ends up at 25 melee defense. Level 11. We'll go Battle Forged. I don't have any heavy armor yet. I'm a little bit dreading when we start meeting those heavy armor enemies. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, head on back. Also, yes, now that I remember, I should probably sell some of the stuff that you guys are holding on to. So let's actually sell... I'll leave like maybe one of these swords. One of... maybe two. They can hold on to the bandages though. I don't need to sell those. Okay, wait for morning. Oh, there we go. Deciding that Lugnistad is a good place to invest your efforts, you decide to offer the protection of the company and take up any work suitable to your talents. You act like a gentleman in your dealings with the locals and encourage the men to mind their manners while in the settlement. There was of course some griping at first. Husan was sorely disappointed to give up brawling with the farmers, especially with the merriment spending so much time in Lugnistad. But you convinced the man that having a friendly base of operations is important in your line of work, as it meant getting better prices on the market and more people willing to join your motley band. It's also much less tiring not having to dodge the militia all the time. You even enlisted the men to do some small tasks in exchange for nothing but goodwill. I found that little brat who wandered off and dragged him right home, Esvik brags, quickly outweed by Adalbert. I went to the market for the old spinster, split her firewood for winter, and even put out her washing. But I draw the line at rescuing freed cats. Okay, we are winning the hearts and minds of the people. That's very good for us, especially given the dark cause that we serve. Anyways, let's sell some things. Also, I shouldn't have rearranged the inventory there, because now actually finding the things, well, some of the things that I was going to sell, takes me maybe even up to 10 seconds more time. Sell the staff slings, sell a couple of those. 60 helmets, 30 helmets, 40 helmets. And the 30 armor can go. Let's see, what's the food situation? Okay, I could use some more. And I'll sell the strange meat. For some reason, we're actually getting a decent price for that, but it's the last thing that your company consumes, so get rid of it. Alright. Let's see if I can find cultists. So head on west, I think. There's a city there. And some other locations. Potentially running into barbarians as we go. Indeed, that has happened. They have reavers. Let's see how we fare. I will bring Zafar here. Also, yeah, actually, I have a perk for Sven as well. I forgot. Memory of some kind of animal. Anyways, I might go with Brawny since I'm getting Battleforged, but does he have a use for fatigue? I don't see Berserk. He doesn't have Unstoppable. He does have Vigilant. He can go with Cleavers, those take a lot of fatigue. However, I could also go with Spears. 61 melee skill kind of incentivizes Spears. But if I go Spears, what do you spend your fatigue on? What is your base fatigue? 100. I think Spears make a lot of sense, but yeah, I'm wondering what else will you be doing? You can move around the map. That takes fatigue. Guess I can also maybe get like Weapon Master and then use a Cleaver at some point as well. That doesn't make a lot of sense, maybe. Well, anyways, I don't need to take Brawny now, so maybe take Underdog. I could also take Student. Quick Hands is always an option. Shields. Do I want to go with shields? Probably not with huge. He does also have duelist, so I can make like a spear shield duelist. In Hardened, duelist grants you bonuses as long as you're facing, well, adjacent to at most 2 enemies. And you also need a one-handed melee weapon for it. Well, in any case, I think I'll go with Underdog. He does kind of need some melee defense help. I will put him in the front line at some point. He does have 2 stars there, but he's pretty low overall. So let's go Underdog. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this ends up if he survives. The Reavers are pretty tough. Even with crappier weapons, but especially if they have like a 2-handed heavy weapon, then this can be pretty bad for us. Still, this is definitely a fight we win. Okay, that's not too bad, Reaver-wise. They still hurt a lot, but at least they're not wielding a 2-handed weapon nor double cripping. Go ahead and use that. And I think I'll just get next to this guy here. Go ahead and use Adrenaline as well. Do you have throwing weapons? You do. Okay, that is going to hurt a lot. And that position for us is pretty bad. But I do have the backline weapons as well, so maybe it's not... Maybe it's not all that bad after all. Ideally I get to kill this one so I can move Gerbold next to a Reaver. So I don't waste my flail damage. Then again, if I do that, well, I can do that, yes, I can, because this is a 5 AP weapon. And also, if this guy is gone, then you can step there. However, do I want to move here instead? Getting hit by those stupid heavy javelins is going to hurt a ton. Anyways, let's just start doing things. One shot at the dog somehow. I guess that was a headshot. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, just engage. Go for this one, I suppose. Need a headshot there. Guess I can try to disarm this guy. Also, actually no. He's going to use adrenaline, so it does nothing. Same with this guy. Well, I guess in that case... Well, then again, I do have the quick hands and the actual cleaver here, so let's do this. Four hit points, huh? Okay, I don't think I'll use Zafar, but just in case I do want to use him, let's move him there. Might use the dog in a moment, not just yet. You shield wall, actually. Maybe this guy doesn't actually want to use the heavy javelins. Alright, yeah, sadly... Well, then again, yes, I can move here. I can, because he's fleeing. And I do also get a lucky headshot. Out of curiosity... I forget how this works. Yeah, I guess this disabled the anticipation effect when we were hit twice with the shield. That's one reason to get rid of the shield, actually. And actually, I had forgotten he even has anticipation, so maybe I don't need to be using a shield in that way as well, because he can take some damage. What is your base? 10. Did this take into account current or base? Current. Okay. Well, eventually at least we get rid of the shield. Alright, well, Zafar has been engaged by the Reaver here, so he might even die, but then again, it doesn't matter at all. I could use a net, but I'd rather keep the net than Zafar, I think. When I don't have easy access to more of them. There's one coastal city, but we're hostile with it. So I'm playing a little bit sloppily. I guess I could wait for this guy to die, potentially lower their morale level of the rest of them here. Anyways. Alright, I don't want to be hit on you anymore, so let's shield wall instead of using the dog. Okay. I'll try to disarm, I guess. We get it. Yeah, maybe I should have given him a shield. Well, it's fine if he gets hit and doesn't die. It's also fine if he gets hit and does die. In other words, it's going to be fine. It's all fine. So actually, this guy didn't get to act yet, so I can potentially do something here. Okay, hits him in the head. Staggered and stunned. Excellent. So I made a slight mistake there, because if he had been waiting, then I should have waited as well, I think. Two things. There we go. We get a bead necklace, we get heavy javelins and a couple of barbarian weapons. Alright, no one leveled though. Actually, do I use the heavy javelins already? 48 range skill. Also, in Hardened, the throw javelin skill with the heavy javelins is 5 AP and 18 fatigue. They do deal damage though. Plus 35% chance to hit. Is that the same? Yes, but these ignore shields. I'll keep this militia spear here in his inventory for now, but at some point soon I'll probably get rid of it. Anyways, let's move on. More barbarians. This one is tougher. I should wait a bit before I fight that. They're probably content in chasing down these peasants. What are you guys afraid of? Surely it's not us. Well, maybe it is. Peasant power. They're afraid. I guess that means, yes, I bring Zafar back. I might use those throwing nets. Though they went this way, do I want to go chasing them? Maybe I don't. Nah, let's just keep on moving. We'll find more. Food is running low. Next ambition. Okay, battle standard is instant. Guess I'll go for that. Bornwold. Cultists, please. No cultists. Food, though. Tools, yes. There's also a falcon here. I will leave it though. I want more dogs. I do have the money. I do have the money. Maybe 2 is enough for now though. Nah, I'll get them. I'll get the 2 armored ones. I could get the 3rd one as well, but... Or, actually, I could take 2 of these northern warhounds and leave this one if I'd like. Or I could get 3. Okay, it seems I'm a little bit capricious. I'll actually get all 3. Let's get Olaf, the warhound. Spending a lot of coin. Actually, I should actually also think who gets the dogs. Ideally someone who isn't going to use their action points and fatigue in killing. Zafar will be in the lineup only when we need it. So let's put him out. Okay. We move on. No one likes a skinflint, least of all a group of wandering bloodthirsty rabble, motivated primarily by a love of coin. Not everyone, or more precisely, no one was thrilled when you suggested cutting back on spending to save up for a company standard. Once the Merriman's standard is finally paid for and hoisted for the first time to proudly snap in a fresh dawn breeze. However, no one claims it wasn't worth it. The men are proud of their new standard, even tossing around names for it around the campfire, though none of them really stick. It's clear for everyone to see now this is not some band of hired thugs. This is becoming a true mercenary company. Who should have the honor of carrying the standard? Men, those are our colors now. Alright, let's do a little bit of a comparison here. So 50 to 70, which is the same amount of damage. 25 to 90. Well, 25 and 90. So this standard is better damage-wise. However, it's 6 AP to use. But it also comes with the resolve bonus as well. I guess I'll give it to Hilmar for now. We are still looking for a sergeant. Might be that we need to find someone who isn't a cultist for that role and then hope they get converted. It's a little bit late to not have a sergeant. But as long as we don't get super unlucky, or I don't screw up in a major way, then we'll make it. Also, there might actually be an ALP contract here. Terrifying Nightmares. No, it's Hunt Down What Terrorizes. Okay, well, I will accept. I'm hoping for nachos, I think. Direwolves are pretty terrifying, though my armor situation is decent. So maybe they're not that bad if that's what it's going to be. So I have this 90 armor, which is slightly better than that 90 armor. So I'll make a switch there and give Adalbert here this one. Alright, let's see what we're facing. It is Direwolf, 7 to 10. I think this calls for Zafar. Like I've said a few times, I've played a little bit of Hardened on my own time, and Direwolves can be really damn tough. They're semi-easy to kill, but the damage they do is pretty bad. So might have to use these nets to try to guarantee we make it out of this without too many difficulties. Might even consider bringing one of these guys with a shield as a bait. Though the resolve that they have is a little bit of an issue. Maybe bring like this guy. I'll go ahead and do that, I think. And also this has actually more melee defense. And it's also the same durability, so I should be using those instead of these old wooden shields. Let's bring this guy. Let's use him on, I think, this flank. Okay, let's see how it goes. Don't think they would have any frenzied direwolves yet. There they are. They have berserk, so that is quite dangerous from all sides. Have to use an attack skill gain the from all sides effect. You surround adjacent enemies to an additional time. Speaking is difficult. And they also have actually rotation, which is... I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, so I could back off or engage straight away. They have 10 action points. Direwolf Bite is 4 action points. I think I'll move back here. How much though? I think like 3 tiles. Though yeah, the Whirling Death activation is a bit awkward if I do this, but I think I will. Though if I, let's see, Eswick the Rotator. In some other battle, if I have a character with rotation closer to these flail guys who use this Whirling Death ability, then I can potentially manage the positioning a bit better. Not going to do that here though. Maybe Sigmar shouldn't be on a flank, actually. Or maybe he should start in the other flank. Anyways, let's think about those things later on. Okay, that's accidentally moved too far back, but that's fine. Okay, let's leave Sigma there for now. I also did purchase those dogs, so yeah, that evens the field. Or maybe evens is not the right term, but still gives us a better chance to make it without casualties. Okay, hopefully we can break the resolve quickly here. I will go ahead and use the Whirling Death instead of starting straight away. Though it's actually debatable if it's better to do it that way. Okay, to avoid the crowded effect, I'll attack from here. Fails, but at least gets the fast adaptation going. This one, and maybe even this one, will go for a flank, I think. So that means Sven here is in a bit of a bind, potentially, in the future. So I'll move Zafar there to help out. Use the dogs, I think, next round, probably. Use Shield Wall. And if you die, you die. Though it's a bit of a problem when it gives them Resolve as well as Berserk activation. Okay, one down. Let's attack first. Okay, sure, let's shield wall as well. And let's not shield wall with you. You have anticipation and a decent weapon. 5 armor. 5 armor. Okay. It's a headshot. Alright. Maybe I hyped these wolves up too much. We're getting hit, but it's fine. So yeah, you had a dog, I could have used it, but I suppose at this point it doesn't really matter. There we are. Well, this one's trying to leave. Okay, well, you use a dog. Don't want any of them getting away. Now there we can see an example of why they're dangerous, at least if you have poor armor. Fighting these things early on, definitely a big risk. I could have used the dog first, I guess. And the dog might even be completely unnecessary, but whatever. There we go. Alright, Shurage, don't get any kills, please. You don't deserve them. There we go. We get a couple of levels. One of them is for Zafar the Sacrifice, though. Okay, let's put this indebted back in the reserves. So Zafar does have 2 stars in range skills, so if he doesn't get selected for sacrificial reasons, then we might make use of him, I guess. He can throw things at least. Give him some initiative and fatigue as well. Yeah, go with throwing instead of crossbows, I think. So that means, what do I take for this level? Let's go with crippling strikes, I think. Fast adaptation does have merit as well, but it's pretty easy to land throwing weapons. But yeah, even when I've been leveling him like this and he's not useless, if he gets selected for sacrificial reasons, then that's completely a-okay. Adalbert is next, level 6. Max rolls the melee defense. Mean rolls the range defense. I think I might go with perhaps resolve instead of range defense in that case. Parry is quite nice, but it doesn't work always, and not against all enemy types. I already did choose cleavers. And he'll go with nimble. But yeah, since I'm not getting into front line yet, well then again, this does boost his survivability. He's using one-handed weapons, so maybe I should take the parry now. He is already a cultist. So I guess the resolve doesn't really need patching up. Especially if Promise Potential is a success, he gets plus 15 resolve. So, well then again, do you want initiative? Maybe not. Okay, let's go with melee skill, melee defense, and range defense. And perk-wise, fatigue is low. I guess I'll pass on adrenaline for now. Very fatigue intensive using these weapons anyway. Speaking of fatigue, Rush of Battle helps with that. Let's mark that in blue. Also, I suppose maybe Duelist. Maybe not yet though. Also, he does have access to Fencer. But I do have staffs in initiative, but he hasn't been leveling that, so I don't know. Probably not. I mean, yeah, I'm dumb. Of course not, since you're going with cleavers. And you don't have the Weapon Master perk, which I guess he could get that later on though, and I can, yes. Okay, I'm being dumb again. Promise Potential will refund everything, so I can at that point, if I'd really like, choose to be a fencer. But anyway, let's go ahead and take parry, I guess. There we go. Anselm of Gunheim's feeding one of his dogs when you return. The mutt drops its bone to sniff at what you've brought. The man points at the pelt. What kind of foul thing is that? You shrug and toss it onto his table. The dog pokes its nose at one of the claws, growls, then begins to lick it. Ansel of Gunheim smiles briefly but then goes to his bookshelf, picking up a wooden chest and handing it to you. 550 crowns, was it? You should know that you've brought peace to the people of Gunheim. You nod. Does their happiness also come in crowns? Ansel of Gunheim frowns at your greedy humor. No, it does not. Have a good day, mercenary. Okay, successful hunt. That was, yeah, anatomist instead of a cultist. Okay, tools are very nicely priced. I will buy 2 stacks. Smoked ham. Okay, sure. Let's get some smoked ham as well. Okay, and onward to Thunderstead. I've unlocked a retinue slot. Let's not feel it just yet. Okay. Here we are. There is a beggar. There's a monk. There are no cultists. I'll see if the beggar is usable, I guess. He's not really. Okay, goodbye. Okay. Contracts. Caravan, I don't know, maybe. And a delivery. A delivery is better because we can choose our fights along the way. Let's take this. Trading goods are expensive here. Selling price is 15. We'll just hold on to our stuff for now. Okay, so it's over here. And the fastest way is through the wilderness, so I guess we'll do that. Next ambition. Okay, I would really like to have a sergeant, but at this point it's proving difficult. Let's set our goal as defeating 12 or more enemies in battle. That should be pretty easy to accomplish. I'll go slowly because I don't want to be surprised. I want to pick and choose my battles. Okay. Well, that was uneventful. Maybe we should have taken the road, because I could have ran into barbarian groups there, I guess. Disappearing villagers. No cultists. They want us to deliver cargo back to Thunderstead. Okay, we just came from there, though. Okay, 3 skull hunt down. Well, let's see how this one goes. If it's direwolves again, I will again not underestimate it and bring those indebted along. What do we have? Webnects. Lots of webnects. Okay, I shouldn't underestimate so many webnects either. But for this one, I don't want to net them, so instead we'll have Safar along to free other people as well as absorb the poisons, etc. I'll put Charade here. He'll die pretty easily, but like I've been saying, it's fine if he dies. And let's probably not fight in the forest. If it counts as an ambush, which it sometimes does in these contracts, then it's potentially quite nasty. However, if it doesn't count as an ambush, then the forest actually works for us. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it's just a regular fight. Fight in the forest. Okay, the terrain doesn't necessarily help us all that much, but I think I'll... Yeah, I probably will move back here and make use of this area here. That is a ton of spooders. Armor 20, so this whip will be pretty good here. Let's see, how many spaces are there? There's 4 spaces there. It's not quite optimal. However, if I set up here, then it doesn't matter as much. Weave web is 6 AP. Set up 5 people there. How many do I have in the front line? 6. But I can move Hilmar there. So it should be okay. Can leave Adalbert in the back. The very back, because the whip range is 3 tiles. Okay, that's the plan. Let's go with that, I think. Does mean some of us are purely delegated to freeing other people for a while. But they'll also be flanking us, so maybe that's not even something to take into account. And also we do need people to free others. Okay, let's move back. Actually, maybe... yeah, I forgot to actually move these guys. So, when I'm backing off the rotation... Yeah, he'd need to start, like... behind Gerbold. For it to actually work. There's these 2 moved there, so I guess you move, like... here? So yeah, you go into the back line. Well, it does make sense to move there since, yeah, Sigma. Okay. So I did maybe screw up a little bit since, yeah, I have Sadan here. Well, I guess he can stay. Well, no, Sadan should move here and we leave Charade on the very flank. Yeah, that should be fine. At least I'm going to assume it will be fine. So Charade here. But actually, no. Am I counting this correctly? No, I'm not. So there's 1, 2... You two there, so... Yeah, Sadan goes to the back line there, so yeah, okay. No, I didn't count correctly. God damn it, I forgot. I'm really off at this point, it seems. Since I have Swain here. If I move Swain too far back, then he can't really throw. Oh well. Also do have the rotation. So if I screw up the positioning, I can fix it a little bit. Messy. Well, it's not the end of the world if Sadan is on the flank instead of Charade here, so let's do it like that. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Okay. Getting crowded. A chance to hit is already 71. Might be better to skip activating Whirling Death. Plus 2 reach, plus 10 melee defense, and plus 25% more damage. %9 reach advantage. Wasn't it supposed to be 15% as long as you have reach advantage? Have I understood something incorrectly? You have 1 reach. Gain 15% more melee skill. Yeah, more melee skill. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I'll just attack instead of using Whirling Death. Also, we will end up... what am I trying to say? The positioning here is not set in stone, is I guess the thing that I'm trying to say here. So even if I made like a mistake of some kind in the positioning, then as long as we can kill some of these spiders quickly enough, the positioning will change naturally anyway. Use the dogs later, if I do. Though, I'm tempted to use a dog here, but I don't think I should. So let's wait with you guys who are wavering. Okay, another mistake. Actually, I should have left that kill for Adalbert. And... Yes, Safar stays there, yeah. Could also move out. But let's not. Yet. Okay, Sadan, I actually want to survive if possible, so let's shield wall. Making a lot of tiny mistakes and not thinking clearly. Didn't get that much sleep. I'm not really feeling tired. Anyways, let's try to focus. Get through this fight. Okay. Flanker coming in as well. Switch weapons. Actually, well, that is the easiest target to hit, but that's for Gerbold actually, so I should instead probably go for another one. Sadan here is actually breaking. I guess I'll actually... Well, he's going to die, I think. But he's not a cultist yet, so... Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine if you die. Alright, I think next round I'll start using dogs, probably. If I use the dog now and it gets this kill, then it's going to move somewhere. So it's going to have... well, what dog? Yeah, okay, it's just a war dog. If it was the other kind... I don't remember what initiative they have. Anyway, use it later. Use it later. A good hit there. Let's continue using adrenaline. Yeah, I think now's a good time to get the dogs out, but if they start adventuring in the map, then they might be dying. Also, nasty hits there. None of us have resilient either, so that's potentially problematic. Oh well. These two dying isn't that bad. These two being in trouble is bad. I think you stay put, Hilma. Someone needs to free Adalbert, though. I guess it's going to have to be done by himself. He is unsuccessful. Damn. Sadan is fleeing. Okay, let's use the dog now. And wait. Well, there it goes. It might be about to kill itself. But so be it. So I think that was... yeah, that was a mistake. Now I'm blocking Gerbold. Anyway... try to focus. Since I don't care if Shurate dies, I think I'll just attack here. So now I don't even have a target for Sven, so yeah, I'm definitely screwing it up here. Hopefully no one who matters has to pay the price for that. 55 hit points only. So I guess I need to be careful. Well, that's one reason to be careful. In a way, it might actually be better that Sadan is trapped in a net. Well, in a web. Because I can't rally him anyway. But he's going to get hit by these spiders anyway. So, I don't know. But let's free Shurade instead. Get a kill as well. Good luck to you, Lord the War Dog. Right. Okay, Sadan, who was one of our conversion candidates, has been killed. Oh well. Rest in peace. We can find more Sadans. Okay. So I think Espik is the only one in the team who has a rotation. Whom would I rotate? Don't currently see much of a point. Guess I can rotate the dog and Gerbold. I have enough fatigue for that. That means Gerbold gets to attack this round. Though Esvik himself can actually deal damage, so I don't know if that's actually even any good. Probably not, it also takes a lot of fatigue to do so, so instead, let's just go on this flank. Cassio the Warhound is in a bad spot. Maybe Ansgard just recovers. Sadly, I can only move once and attack once, despite having 10 action points. So if I move here, then yeah, then I can move twice and still attack. Okay, I'll let Ansgar take that spot before I attack. Let's move Safa here to support. A crowded mechanic, pretty bad there. But can either go for this one or wait. I will wait. Okay, fails to break free. Okay, Gerbold, I suppose stays on this flank. All right. Which one do I choose? I think I go for this one. It's a waste of damage. It only has 6. But then again, I could have waited for Charade to attack. Yeah, I'm really not playing well. Oh well. Oh well. Since it doesn't matter if Charade dies, I'd rather keep Cassio the Warhound. Maybe I move him here. Despite the state he's in. They're not using web on the dogs. Yet at least. But I'm wondering, are they for some reason immune? Probably not. I don't see anything that would indicate that. It does cost 50 fatigue, but surely that's not the reason. Anyway, it's better this way, I think. Oh, there's... Oh, god damn it. There's a small spider next to him, which I missed. Oh well. I also have a dog on Swain. Hmm. 13 spiders still in the field. Sigmar has taken a lot of damage. He does have the 9 lives though. Recover there. Switch weapons here. So far, despite my mistakes, I guess it's going decently. Move back there. Swain. No, actually, probably Adalbert. Well, not yet. Adalbert might need to recover here. So let's move Swain in position to help this dog here. Actually, that's the wrong weapon. Whoopsie daisy, since it costs 5 AP. And actually, can I... Okay. Okay, Shurade has been killed as well. Rest in peace. Let's wait and see if Swain can hit this one. I guess... We'll even get a kill for Zafar. All right. Well, the battle is won. The spiders are trying to flee. And it seems perhaps all of the dogs will make it out of this as well. Hooray. Shouldn't risk Sigmar when he's so low. There we go. Despite the mistakes, we have prevailed. And it's over. Okay. So I guess that end result isn't too bad, but yeah, definitely screwed things up there. But we get a good reward, experience point wise. Rest in peace, Sadan and Shurage. Okay. So now I suppose I'd like to find, especially since Zafar here has leveled up, I need like one more sacrificial lamb pretty soon. Anyway, Zafar, level 3. I suppose I'll probably go with initiative and fatigue over the range defense here. And start picking up these throwing perks. Still keep him with this for now, but at some point I might give him a throwing weapon. Swain, level 6. Plus 3 hit points, reaches 50. And I will also take more fatigue. And takes either hybridization or opportunist. I guess opportunist. Switching throwing weapons is already semi-free. Throwing mastery once per round after you use a throwing attack, swapping any item becomes a free action. Let's go with opportunist. After moving 3 tiles during your turn, throwing attacks cost -5 action points until you use a throwing attack, wait or end your turn. Moving costs -2 fatigue. Next up, Ansgar, level 4. You're going with parry, so take the range defense, take the melee defense, and take +4 hit points. If I take parry now, then I get rid of the shield. Sure, let's do that. He also has fast adaptation. So double gripping does come with benefits. But I suppose I don't want to use him on a flank now, so instead let's use... Then again, I was considering moving Esvik with the rotation closer to Gerbold. How about if I do it like this? Gerbold and Esvik on this flank next to each other. Anyways, Gerbold has also leveled, level 6. Pretty good. Takes +4 melee skill, +3 melee defense, and +4 fatigue. Perk-wise, maybe the Rush of Battle. While adjacent to an ally and an enemy, gain 20% more injury threshold for each adjacent enemy, and skills cost 10% less fatigue for each adjacent ally. The fatigue cost reduction is excellent, because later on he'll hopefully have Berserk as well as Unstoppable. Let's see here though, if I take everything. Skip Duelist, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things planned. Yeah, I can get all of those. Let's go ahead and get the Rush of Battle. Next up, finally, well, as the last one, Sigmar, level 7. I suppose does take Flexible. I would have liked to have perhaps Battleforged or Nimble instead. He only has 60 hit points though. And I don't have any heavy armor. But anyway. Mean rolls the melee defense. Does take it though. Also takes fatigue and hit points. And takes flexibility. The initiative thing with this medium armor perk is a little bit awkward. Anyway. As all your enemies either lie dead or are in retreat, Sigmar waves the company's banner in celebration. Once more the merriment fought, and once more the merriment prevailed. Raucous cheers echo him all around. You soon discover that your recent battle is the talk of the local towns and villages. Whenever they stop at a tavern along the road, the brothers find that drinks are poured when the story of that battle is told, and the more the telling is embellished, the more freely the libations flow. Who dares stand against us now? And we also get a pretty decent payday out of that. Okay, Sven wants to enter Lord the War Dog into a local dogfighting circle. That's not going to happen. Not worth the risk of losing the dog. Cats hiss and flee the second you step into Dieter of Hemmererden's room. A few dogs, always the sort for a mystery, run about your legs and sniff the spider carcass, their noses crinkling and pulling away, but always coming back for more. The townsman is writing notes, and he can hardly believe his eyes. He sets his quill pen down. Is that a giant spider? You nod. He smiles and picks up his quill pen back up. Perhaps I should have suggested you bring a very big shoe. Your payment of 760 crowns is there in the satchel. Go on, take it. It's all there. And you can leave the corpse. I'd like to get a closer look at the creature. Okay. I think I'll pass on this delivery since we just came from that direction. Let's see, what's the level situation here? Well, Zafar here is still lower level than the people in the lineup, so as long as I don't have anyone new join the group and not get to a higher level than Zafar, then Zafar is still eligible to be sacrificed. So maybe I don't need to recruit someone here. Let's for now at least pass on that. Head on back to Lugnistead, I think. Should I camp first though? Maybe not. Only Sigmar is hurt. So no. Let's go. But I'll be very careful in this dark forest, I guess. Patience is a virtue. Plenty of battle sites around, but we don't see anyone. Okay, here we are. Plenty of people here, 0 cultists though. I could try to find someone I would like to convert though. Do I currently have anyone anymore? Who's either not a... Well, there's Swain, so I guess maybe I should wait until Swain gets converted. Yeah, maybe I should wait unless I find like a cultist or indebted. I guess I could hire a monk at some point, because as far as memory serves, they cannot be converted. I think they can be converted in Legends, but I don't think that's the case in Vanilla. I might be incorrect though. And when I say Vanilla, I say Vanilla because Reforged, for the most part, hasn't changed things around with those events, as far as I know. Anyway, what is this contract? It's Drive of Brigands. I will decline. I would like to keep the Brigands for you. They're helpful brigands. And then there's a caravan to Thunderstead, which I will pass on. Okay, but let's sell things. Selling price is 21. That's better than it was earlier. Go ahead and sell the poison. Lamps. I'm not going to make any poison. At least not anytime soon. $60 helmets to go around. I don't need that many of them. Also, I have a dog there. I should equip it. Equipping a dog. Do I have more things to sell? I think I'd like to hold on to the reach weapons. Maybe this... will I use the scythe? Maybe. Maybe I will. I'll sell this and that, though. And one of those. Let's keep one, just in case. Oh, the crossbow. I don't want that. It's not without uses, but still. Okay, I guess now we just leave. So still, I don't think I should take on anything other than the very easy camps. I guess I could see if I can find one of those while I head down again. Do a little bit of scouting. We see nothing though. Next ambition. Probably the wild beast one, since the other options probably are more difficult to achieve. Let's go with the beasts. Would have been nice to have that a bit earlier, but It is what it is. But yeah, here we have beasts. Okay. Let's hire... Oh, there's a cultist. Okay, excellent. He's not bad, but he's also not great. He has rally. Okay, we found our banner. He has 2 stars in resolve. 2-star melee skill as well, so that works pretty well. We can give him the banner. Maybe not yet, though. Go with Inspiring Presence, of course. Do I care about Decisive? Maybe. One thing that I dislike about Hardened, I don't understand this, why this change. Fortified Mind is now gain plus 25 resolve, but lose resolve equal to the weight of your helmet. Not sure why that's the case. He is nimble though, so I guess we might pick that up. Also has 2 stars in hit points. This is an excellent find actually. I was just looking at the melee skill earlier. So let's call this guy actually C++ Banner Sergeant. And I'll probably get like Steel Brow for survivability reasons. Probably get support. I'm making a lot of plans. Hopefully I can keep this guy alive. He does start with 62 hit points, so that is excellent. There's plenty of variability there. 45 to 65. Starting attribute range for hit points. Let's give him a jacket pike. Let's give him a dog. Let's give him this armor. Also, I think I read on the Hardened mod page that you can never have less than 2 vision. But during the night time, I think it's still... Well, I don't know. Did I understand it correctly? I don't know. Maybe I should give this guy just to be safe since he has this weapon. Something that doesn't constrict vision as much. So -1 vision instead. From someone. Yeah, probably from Ansgar. So Ansgar can have one of these again. And let's also give you a bandage and a knife. And I think I will... Well, then again, I have... What's his face? I have Zafar here, which I can use in battle. But I'm wondering when I take this contract, should I have like someone else as well? And if I find someone good, then I can potentially convert them. So I think I'll hire someone here. Let's hire like Valdo. He's the cheapest option. Okay, he's pretty bad. 47 melee skill, no star. Melee defense is 4, no star. I'll use him in the front line though with a shield. And if and when he dies, then too bad for him. Let's go with that stuff. Alright, so I already accepted the contract. Let's camp for a bit. Repair. Heal. Before I go. Alright, that's probably good enough. Still not at quite 100%, but it's fine, probably. Direwolves, and they have reached us without me seeing them. That's the reason why I'm normally very careful during the night time, but apparently not here. Anyway, the terrain helps us a little bit. Well, there's one high ground here and one here. I think we back off. Anyways, had I seen that it was direwolves like this, I guess I would have brought the indebted guy. I forget his name, but anyway. Hopefully this doesn't go too badly. Let's back off here. So I'll use maybe Adalbert on this position instead of Sven. Nah, let's not. I was considering it because of the cleaver that he has in the inventory, but let's not. So I have to get used to the fact that this is my positioning now. Gerbold is here now instead of here. I could leave someone in the high ground, but I don't think that's a good idea there. Either they go around him, or he gets absolutely swarmed. So you can be in the front line, Hilmar. Use you where, though? Maybe here? Could potentially make use of this high ground here as well. Okay, Waldo, yeah, you're the guy who can die. I forgot to mark it. But that is the case. Oh yeah, this thing. Opportunist. I'll start remembering and getting the hang of Hardened at some point. It seems everyone is already confident. Well, that means bolster is not necessary here. Whirling Death or no Whirling Death? I think I skip it, probably. Might want to move Sigmar there. Maybe. Maybe it doesn't matter, though. Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter. Not yet, at least. Once again, I'll use the dogs later on. Okay, this one has 5 armor, so potentially I could get through that, maybe. Didn't hit though. So far, so good. Alright, it's going well. Let's not use the dogs yet, since the flankers are there. Unless I want to use one on this flank. I think I'll still wait. Keep on waiting. Okay, Waldo, you need to protect Swain, but I guess Swain actually moves. Gerhard as well, of course. Also, his armor is actually damaged. Yeah, he needs to be protected. That is the case. So I'll move like here. Maybe even next to this one, actually. Now let's move there. And I'll use this dog now. Good boy. Alright. So both my banner and Swain are a bit poorly positioned now. So I need to pick and choose which one to protect more. Esvik has the rotation, he's next to Swain. Let's protect the banner from that position. Dog time. Alright, use a dog here as well. Keep on missing as well. Keep on missing. Good job. Present the target, but shield wall. And Ansgar, I guess, goes for this one. No, this one, I think. There's the direwolf rotation. Okay. Good fight. Makes up for the spider mistakes. I don't want this guy getting killed, but if he gets one, then so be it. There we go. Yeah, actually gets a level up as well. So do Sven and Gerhard. And that is also one pack of roving beasts defeated for the ambition. Okay, Waldo's level 2. I will put him in the reserves now though. And mark him with an S and a minus. And let's give him fast adaptation. And hit points, melee skill, melee defense. Next up, Gerhard, level 2. Picks up either supporter or student, I think. I suppose we'll pick up supporter. Plus 4 melee skill. Plus 5 hit points, plus 5 resolve. Good beginning for him. And then we have Sven, level 5. Max rolled melee skill and gets plus 3 melee defense. And does he take fatigue? Yeah, I was potentially going with spears. That means no fatigue is necessary. But in that case, what do I take? Plus 3 resolve, I guess. He's going with heavy armor. Not taking initiative. Do I have a decent spear yet, though? I don't. Well, these count as spears. The jagged pikes. He's already using a jagged pike. I could just go with Vigilant. Works well with the 5 AP attack from the jagged pike. as well as the reach. I'll get Vigilant, probably. And if I'm going with Spears, which I probably am, then I can skip Finesse, because I don't need Fatigue cost reduction at all, basically. So he does also have Indomitable. Mark that in blue, I guess. But yeah, let's take Vigilant. +3 there, +3 here, and let's take... Well, then again, if I am taking Indomitable, which, I don't know, he doesn't have many good damage perks as far as I can see, so that's one thing to consider. Then, having some fatigue, especially after heavy armor is equipped, would be nice to have. But even so, I'll take the resolve. Not entirely clear-cut black and white. Bernard the Trade Master welcomes your return with a goblet of wine. Drink up, Beast Slayer! You're curious as to how he already knows of your success. He waves off your curiosity. I've many eyes and ears in this land. Not spies, of course, but the common folk has a big mouth. I should know, I am one. You did well on this one, sellsword, so have a sip. It's mighty fine wine. It's alright. The reward of 560 crowns you walk out with is far better, though. Werner the Trade Master stops you. Just so you know, mercenary, those beasts killed some good men and women out there. Those people might be scared of you, being the sellsword that you are, but they are eternally grateful all the same. You weigh the crowns. Quite grateful, yes. Alrighty. Food is very cheap here. There's not a ton of it, but it is quite cheap. I'll just sell that, even though I'm offered basically nothing for it. Alright. Buy all of the bread. And go to either Eichholz or Finster. Whaler. Next. Or I could do both. Let's go to Finster Whaler. Have I ever been there? Yes. Yes, I have. I see brigands. It's like a pretty tough group, actually. But I'll probably be able to take it without too much trouble. Does mean I probably need to, or want to, bring the throwing nets into the fight. Armor is a bit damaged, but it gets repaired at a nice pace, since this isn't Legends. I don't need to camp to repair it. So it's 1 robber, 1 bandit, 2 to 3 scoundrels, 4 to 6 vandals. Despite playing Reforged, this is my 3rd real campaign here. I still don't quite remember just how tough different types of brigands are. Maybe I should like write them down so I can look at that cheat note. Are you guys afraid of me? It seems you are. Sure, let's take this fight. I also find a hunter's shack, which I might destroy later. But yeah, I won't underestimate them, so I guess I bring these guys. Also, now I could give Zafar here throwing weapons. The bolas work very well against these enemy types. Because of the shield ignore as well as the stun, the potential stun and the stagger. Also bring Valdo. But I'll leave these two behind. The indebted sacrifices. Okay. Anything else I should do? Yeah, I have the nets. Who uses the nets? Valdo. You use the nets. If the situation calls for it. Also, I should either switch this with someone in the back line or repair it. So let's switch it with maybe Adalbert. So I forget. Okay, you do have 9 lives, so it's less of a risk. He only has 40 hit points, but anyway. Alright, let's do it. Lots of shields, I see. Spear walling. Yeah, I'll wait and see what happens here. Do you guys have ranged? I forget. This guy's spear walling is indicating that they have range superiority. Well, they're holding, so I guess I advance in that case. It's a little bit of a high ground here. Let's make some use of it. Yeah, you don't have any... Well, then again, no, you do have range, because you have throwing weapons. Some of you do. Alright. Let's leave you there. Use Gerhard on the flank. Use Whirling Death, I guess. It's not adrenaline, though. Sven. Somewhere around here. Maybe even all the way here. I'll move Sigmar there. Nah, that seems too risky for Sven. So instead, just step a little bit closer, probably. Or maybe, yeah, maybe you could hold the flank instead. He also has the dog to help out. Okay, if I step here, then they get triggered, definitely. Seems like a decent spot. Would be really nice to be able to get these throwing nets. But that's probably not happening. Okay, Waldo. I think we'll probably not need nets of our own in this fight. They don't look to be that tough overall. Guess I should take a look here. So these are Vandals, 65 melee skill. Vandal, Vandal, Vandal. Scoundrel is worse, of course. Vandal, Scoundrel. The bandits are these dagger types with throwing nets. Lots of initiative. N. 5, 6, yeah, it's all of them. Yeah, I don't think I'll need the nets. I might change my mind. Let's instead use Waldo as a sacrificial bait here, somewhere. Like there. Uh, 37 to land this. Sure. Yeah, Ansgar takes this high ground, I think. Oh yeah, I need to remember opportunist so I can do this. It's not much, but it is honest work. Okay, I'll just attack here straight away and end turn to maintain the initiative. Probably disarm someone. Let's wait though. How nice of you. We go for this immediately. Swain. I think Waits. Did you have Pathfinder? You do. So I have a lot of options. Okay, there we go. This is going well. This is going rather well. Though that did miss. Do I move you? I don't think I do. Just end there. Stepping here is fine. Lands a lucky 28. Alright, you just shield wall there. We step here. Nice. Avoid the crowded effect there. Nice headshot. Swain can move. Did I have like any kind of penalty for trying to throw too far? I don't think I do. Well, apart from the, yeah, the minus 15% chance to hit per distance. Anyway, since I have... Yeah, I can still do this and throw. So I can throw twice here, but whatever. Let's just do this, I think. Yeah, Onskar, I guess, comes down. To be able to do something. Maybe... yeah, maybe I try to take this guy out. Yeah, let's do it. Well, then again, I could move here. It's a bit of a more dangerous spot, though. He's only level 4, so I will play it safer. Yeah, do that. And move back a bit. Initiative-wise, Gerbold is doing pretty good against this guy, so I don't feel the need to use their own. At least yet. Nice. All right. Yeah, sadly I don't think there's basically any chance I can kill this guy before he throws the net. But potentially I could dagger him for the armor. It's pretty good armor. Excellent work, Esvig. Let's try to hit this guy. 21. Okay. So yeah, I guess we just, especially since that missed, I'll try to greet him for his armor. Though I suppose there was a theoretical chance if I could have hit his head. That would have been a stagger. But whatever, I've made my choice. Yeah, there's the stagger. Alright. Yeah, let's start going for it. Slight risk though. But he doesn't have any health there, so it's probably completely fine. Okay, let's not kill too many of them too quickly. I want all of them dead. Also, do I want your armor? Maybe not. Doesn't seem that good at this point in the run. Oh yeah, I need to... Can I get someone there? It seems I can't. Okay, well, maybe he comes back. I can use a dog, I guess. Zafar, did you have a melee weapon still? You do. Okay, well, I can use him. Yeah. He has failed. That was to be expected to some extent. Go for the cleaver attack. See ya. See ya. There we go. You don't have a knife. Okay. Others do, though. I guess I use a dog. No mercy. Okay, there we go. We get the closed mail coif. We get the reinforced leather armor. I'm wondering, do I want to attempt the Hunter's Shack straight away? Or wait? That went well enough. We are not really damaged. Only mentally damaged. They do have hunters. That's going to suck. At least during the daytime. It's also in a swamp. But overall it's easy enough that I don't think we'll have much adversity trying to do that. But I think we'll go to Finsterweller first and then we'll decide. Most likely just heading straight back west and then destroying that. What is this? Drive of Brigands at Hunter's Shack. Okay, this time I might take that, but is this also actually... I would imagine that that only affects these settlements, so... Maybe I'll... Yeah, I guess I'll take that. Here's Irvin, the cripple. Let's see. Okay, not perfect, but I guess decent enough for a promised potential. If he gets converted, if he sticks around. Okay. Also, I should be repairing that. And this. Okay, I think we'll take that contract. I don't believe that changes the lineup, but I guess it's possible. It's a 2-skull. As far as I remember, 2 skulls don't change the lineup. But this also hides the defender during night, and I guess there is the possibility of the contract spawning a brigand leader, which is pretty terrifying for us, but also potentially lucrative for his equipment. Probably should go in straight away during the night time instead of waiting and seeing exactly what's there. I'll do that next time, though. I think, will bring these 3 for that fight, so that I maximize our chances. Anyways, kind of an uneven episode. Gameplay-wise, but it's going pretty decently. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.